Blake Griffin. At the other guard position, Derrick Rose. The head coach of the team is Detroit Pistons. Shooting guard, standing 6'5", number 0, Josh Richardson. At power forward, at 6'9", number 42, Al Horford. The other forward position, standing 6'8", number 12, Tobias Harris. Starting at the other guard, 6 feet 10 inches, number 25, Ben Simmons. In the middle, at 7'0", number 21, Joel Embiid. The head coach of your home team is Blake Griffin. Ladies and gentlemen, your Philadelphia 76ers.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, for all of the star power Blake Griffin had when he was in Los Angeles, it was tough for him to be the leader of the Clippers. There were bigger voices in the locker room, such as CP3 and Doc Rivers. The Pistons coach Dwayne Casey said, in Detroit, he's definitely the leader. When he speaks, everybody listens. This is his team. Kevin?
Yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Take a look at the 76ers. They're trying to get in the playoffs here. If they stay the course, they will. And, of course, the Detroit Pistons. They're much further down in the standings right now.
And I think for the Pistons, this has been a season I'm sure they'd like to forget. And luckily, they'll be able to do that soon enough.
They have their work cut out in the offseason. The status quo isn't going to cut it. There has to be an overhaul.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. At the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Kennard is out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Wood in at the center, locking down the middle. And for Philadelphia, the tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And so here we go, the 76ers to start it. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Tonight, two teams, Chris, that love to run the ball through the post. I think you would have loved playing on either side as you take a look at these teams.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, to be in that spot, I mean, think about it. That's where Draymond Green loves to be in the most, where he can facilitate. You can actually play the point guard from the post side. You can see over your left shoulder or right shoulder. I think it's a better angle, actually, to see everyone. Every defender can't lock into you, and one strong cut with integrity and your teammates, oh, they'll get a wide open bucket.
Here's Snell. Clock is at 3. From deep three-point range, some solid defense from Harris. Rose against Simmons. Got a piece of it. Embiid. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Superb focus from the big man. Embiid, I mean, you really have to whack him to prevent the bucket.
And Chris, as skilled as he is offensively, some overlook Joel Embiid's defensive impact.
Yeah, Kevin, he's the centerpiece of their defense. He's an outstanding rim protector, and he moves great for a player his size.
One shot.
And that one misses.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
Here's Wood. Good work defensively by Horford. And Simmons has got the ball here for Philadelphia. Here's Harris. He trains the quick shot.
Such an efficient scorer. You know, if you give Harris these opportunities, he'll punish you from there.
You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition. That's the 3rd straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
Puts it on the deck and takes it to the hoop. Simmons is one of the best at using the dribble to score.
Now here's Rose. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. Here's Wood, guarded by Embiid. Wood kicks to Kennard. Griffin trying to get open. Kennard's shot is off.
Not how you want to start the game. 4 straight misses. I'd like to see some better ball movement from them.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, it feels like they're just one step ahead right now, looking to build out their advantage even further.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And let's take a quick look at the numbers for Simmons. 1st in steals, 5th in assists, and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage. Really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And as you said, #1 in steals this season. He's the sneakiest ball hawk in the league right now. Hide everything you've got because he's coming after you. Now here's Rose. Pass to Wood. And the rejection by Embiid.
Stalwart on the defensive end. Embiid is superb at making his presence felt with blocks like that.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Going for the juggler right off the bat. I mean, jumping out to an impressive early lead.
Here's Snell. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. The shot's good from Kennard.
And that ends the struggle. You can feel the tensions in the building with each miss.
Well, now that they have that monkey off their back, you know, hopefully they can settle down and execute.
Now, here's Richardson. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. The 76ers need to get off a shot. And Embiid, the bucket on the assist by Richardson. Embiid's got his 2nd basket.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. A baseline J. The shot, no good. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Here's Simmons. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close. And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
Langston Galloway's checked in for Detroit.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one misses for Simmons.
And last season, the Sixers unveiling a Dr. J statue on their Legends Walk outside the team training facility.
Oh, yeah, his 2nd statue in Philly. I mean, the other one is down by the stadium. At that Legend Walk, you know who he joins? Wilt Chamberlain, Mo Cheeks, Bobby Jones, Billy Cunningham, Al Greer. That's a good company to be in. Some great history for the Sixers.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Pistons trail by 14. Kennard, the pass to Galloway. to the inside. Wood. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Chris, you look at the grind of a regular season. Adam Silver seems open to fewer games or even fewer minutes per game. What do you think of that?
This is one that I'm not with, Kevin. You know, in my day, you had guys play 82 games. And let's go back to the days of Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. They were playing in shoes that basically were socks, and they didn't have tape, and they didn't have all the things that we're privy to in the medical industry. So I think we should keep it at 82 games and minutes the same, because it keeps a full context of sports where you can talk about Harden versus or Westbrook versus a Big O. It keeps the argument in the same place. I think fewer games, fewer minutes starts to change the dynamics and the expectations of what players can do. I don't mind changing it, adding tournaments, letting guys get more rest, but I think the number of games and the minutes of the game has to stay 48 minutes, has to stay 82 games in my opinion.
Very interesting. He hits the second from the line.
And Chris, just how special was it to play for Detroit in your career? What relationship does this team have with their fans?
Yeah, it was so special. I mean, being able to go home to the house that I grew up in, or to where my parents lived, and be able to go to the Pistons practice and be part of it, to put on that jersey. It was so special, man. This team is a mainstay of the city. I mean, you feel like you can lift up the whole city when you play for the Pistons. It was such a special part of my career.
Here's Kennard. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Here's Griffin. Nails the baby hook.
A big problem for the defense inside. I mean, once Griffin gets established, he's comfortable shooting the ball.
On the wing, Harris. Embiid inside. Nice D from Griffin.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
There's Galloway. 9-point game his last outing.
Oh, that's just a lucky break from the D. Yeah, keep giving him that shot. Bad things will happen.
And the call will be against Langston Galloway. That is his first foul of the game. Pistons on defense, trailing by 13. Pass to Richardson. Outside, Simmons. 6 to shoot.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can, at times, be unstoppable.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
And he makes the first.
I mean, what you can appreciate about Simmons is his all-around game. I mean, he can score, he can pass, I mean, he can rebound, and he does it all at an efficient rate.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Here's Galloway. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Pass to Wood. 5 to shoot. That's a 2 from Snell. Simmons pulls it in. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
The tray. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
A dependable shooter from outside the arc. You can tell Galloway really believes in his 3-ball.
Simmons on the wing. He's got 6. And Harris wide open. He shoots from outside off the mark. And it's Galloway with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. It's a 14-point game. Over to the left wing. Here's Kennard. Richardson covering. Here's Galloway. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
That's all you have to do. Throw it in Simmons' general direction. He'll take care of the rest.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Well, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this past summer.
Wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers. And I think it makes sense for both sides. And he fits nicely next to Embiid.
Now here's Brown. He's coming off a 16-point game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
As good of a scorer as he was in that game, he was even a better passer. A lot of assists for him.
And the shot is good. Simmons got 10 points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Brown against Simmons. There's the pass to Maker. Now Griffin. Back to Maker. Left side, Griffin. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. And it's Brown missing.
That's a nice defensive effort. Sticking right up on him, affecting the shot.
Here's Harris. The layup off target.
Some very aggressive defense to prevent the easy lay-in.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, you can't be too physical with Griffin. I mean, he's adept at knowing how to get these type of calls. Oh, well, Kev, you know I always appreciate when a big man can create for others. And Blake Griffin, he's one of the best in the game in that regard. Such a fantastic passer.
First free throw is good. Chris, you almost forget just how big Griffin is because of how smoothly he can facilitate for others.
Yeah, Kevin, and I hate when people say he's a good passer for a big man. I mean, what type of caveat is that? He's just a good passer. He has great vision, superb timing, and that's why he's always been near the top in assists for bigs.
Griffin hits them both.
I mean, I'm not the first to say it, and I'm sure I won't be the last, but Griffin is one of the most physically gifted players that this game has ever seen. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Now here's Simmons. 10 points for him. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Oh, Griffin in position. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. They get a hand on it. Down low. Here's Scott. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. They've decided to pound the ball inside, using their physicality to set the tone.
Now, here's Doomboy. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Korkmaz. Kicks it to Simmons. Pass to Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 5th assist in this one. Detroit's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Brown dishes to Griffin. 1:57 left in the first quarter of the game. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Griffin's got 6 points.
Oh, no. The work Griffin puts in the weight room pays off again. Takes the contact and muscles it into the bucket.
Embiid, no good.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Out to the right wing. Brown feeling it out a bit. Now here's Doumbouya. Guarded closely. 5 on the clock. Good. Nice job down low. The 76ers leading by 18. Passes it to Simmons. And it's blocked. Simmons against Griffin. He kicks to Brown. 46 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Doumbouya. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And with Embiid and Ben Simmons both at their best in the paint, maybe not the ideal fit if you're the Sixers and you had to trade one of them. Which is it?
Oh, man, that's so tough. They're both great players, GA, but Embiid, his health remains a question mark. And Simmons, you know, imagine if you have a team of shooters built around him like Giannis in Milwaukee. That's a tough question.
That's good from Doumbouya. Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for Philadelphia. Burks comes in for Simmons, and then for Detroit, John Henson comes in for Maker. And it's Jordan McRae in for Blake Griffin. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Very rich history for Detroit Pistons. They've been a part of the sports scene in Detroit since 1957, and they have 3 championships to their name.
Now here's Embiid. He's got 6, and they double up Embiid. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And the Pistons with possession here. Pistons trail by 16. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's McRae. His last outing, he had 8 points. Clock at 4. Fires the 3. He can't hit that time. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for the Philadelphia 76ers. Setting up teammates and getting buckets. He is looking as determined as ever. And we'll be back with you shortly. Al Horford was born in the Dominican Republic, and he talked about why he gravitated towards basketball instead of baseball.
Coming from a place where, you know, baseball is what's driven to us every time. I mean, I started playing baseball. I didn't play basketball. I started playing baseball, and, you know, just watching my dad play basketball, I just fell in love with the game. But people were still telling me, they're like, nobody makes it out of here, usually out of basketball. I mean, your dad was a very rare case, and, you know, I just believed in it.
Wanted to follow in his father's footsteps.
And what a career. College championships at Florida, an all-star in the NBA. I think he made the right choice.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And the 76ers have been rolling along, haven't they?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
No question. It's been stifling thus far, preventing that offense from establishing any kind of rhythm.
Joel Embiid out there with Mike Scott. Then there's Alec Burks. Then it's Robinson, and it's Milton in at the 2 guard. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Here's McKayler. No points in the game yet for him. Rose passes to Henson. Pistons passing it around. And it's Rose missing.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And it's Robinson with the jam.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
And the Pistons with possession here. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Here's Rose. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
And as long as he retains that great explosion in his legs, Derrick Rose will be a factor around the rim.
Here's Milton. 14 points from him the last game against Detroit. Here's Robinson. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's McRae. Milton grabs the board. Philadelphia leading by 18. Fires from the wing. Here's Embiid. Rebound, Detroit. Their last meeting was in Philadelphia, where they were unable to fight off the 76ers. Pass to Rose. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And a quick look at the numbers for Embiid. Averaging 23 points per game, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
Here's Milton. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Burks. And Henson sends it back. And so the ball out of bounds. Henson touched it last. Al Horford is checked in for Philadelphia. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Embiid finds Burks. Just 2 to shoot. From deep. Kennard with the rebound. Pistons trail by 18. Inside, Henson. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Henson's got his first points in this one. For Philadelphia, they've gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Burks can't get it to go.
Got to give him credit for his confidence. I mean, he hasn't hit a single shot this quarter, but he still keeps firing.
And it goes down 2 points.
And a coach that players love is Dwayne Casey. Very vet-friendly, sticks up for his guys in every post-game interview.
Yeah, Casey is very measured in his approach. He can be a bit slow to change at times, but his players appreciate the consistency.
Now, here is Robinson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Detroit.
I mean, and you look at his free throw numbers. I mean, it shows you how much pressure he put on the defense.
And it's good for 2.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Rose in the post, guarded by Horford, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. You played for a lot of different coaches in your career, Chris. I'm sure you saw characteristics that you like in a head coach with all the different people you played for.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely want coaches that challenge you, that want to make you better, that helps with the team chemistry. But I would say, number one, you want a coach that understands they are such a good coach that their job is to infuse you with as much information during practice, and then come game time, they trust you to go out and do your thing. They don't micromanage during the big games. They say, wait a minute, we put in enough practice time, you know what we should do, now go out there and execute. The ones that trust you, you got to love.
Right. Here's what Philadelphia is going with right now. Harris is checked in for Embiid, and it's Richardson in for Shake Milton. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Snell's checked in. He's off on the second.
And for the Sixers, the health of their draft picks has been a story. Zaire Smith, Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, all missing significant time with injury.
Health continues to be a key for them, GA. Embiid in particular, he's missed some games last year, missed some back-to-backs. He's 7'2". You just hope his knees can withstand the grind. They got to keep him going to reach their goals.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey has found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." and that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. Now here is Harris. And Henson sends it back, and they get it back. Here's Burks. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Good work defensively by Horford.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
Now, here's Richardson. To the middle, Harris. Rebound by the Pistons. Henson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. The shot's good from Kennard. Kennard's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
And that's the role they want for Rose. Getting guys going through his passing, especially when he can find them in rhythm.
Now, here's Richardson. Now, Burks. Outside Robinson. At the elbow, it's Harris. Shoots over Henson, and Henson sends it back. Rose against Richardson. Over Richardson. Misses off the left iron.
Credit to D for not giving up on that play. He's a tough cover down low.
And the pass to Robinson. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. And here is Horford. He's coming off a 22-point game against Detroit.
As good of a scorer as he was in that game, he was even a better passer. A lot of assists for him.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Rose up on top. Richardson cover. Richardson against Rose. Here's Kennard. Rebound by the 76ers. Robinson's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Well, he hasn't been able to do much damage outside the 3-point line. Just 1 triple for him in the game, and that was back in the first quarter.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with a comfortable lead.
Now here's Henson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Kennard kicks to Henson, and the shot goes down. Henson's got 4 points now in the quarter. Philadelphia leading by 18. On the wing, Harris. Burks on the wing, shoots it. Rebound by the Pistons.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Snell. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Basket counts.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Richardson with it. Harris outside. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And 2 more 3-point field goals for him here in the second quarter. Somebody had better get a hand up.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Here's one of the most versatile scorers in the game, Tobias Harris. He had some great teachers, too, including Hall of Famer George the Iceman Gervin.
Yeah, well, check this out, Kevin. His father was Gervin's agent late in his career. I mean, from age 10, Tobias got to train at Gervin's facility every summer, and they still work out to this day. That's a real one. Harris learning from a great how to get buckets.
some changes here for the 76ers. Korkmaz checked in for Robinson, and it's Ben Simmons in for Alec Burks. And a different look here for the Pistons. Akers checked in for Christian Wood. Oh, that was something else.
Oh, the quick hands of Simmons. He's great at realizing when to risk going after steal.
Brown outside. It's Kennard, top of the key. Griffin against Harris. Griffin passes to Galloway. Back to Griffin. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
You got to do more than that to stop Griffin. I mean, he's using his brute strength to capitalize through contact.
Simmons dishes to Harris. Pass to Richardson. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. There are a lot of people that say, Chris, the European players are more fundamentally sound overall. Are they right?
Oh, well, I think when you look at a guy like Doncic or Dirk or Porzingis, you're taking the best of the best and you're creating a whole field. So I can't say overall. I would say they've had some players that have come in and wowed us, and that's awesome. But also you have those guys going pro at the age of 13, 14, 15 years old. And so I think they may miss out on some of the other things that life has to offer, like a normal high school experience, those type of things. But I tell you what, it's a copycat league and it's a copycat game. And so once you see players that are 7 foot coming over, shooting, passing, dribbling, I think you can say guys like Kevin Durant and others, I think you can say they're pretty sound overall. So I don't buy into that theory, but I do think for a lot of Europeans, being a professional early helps you transition into the NBA a little bit better maybe than guys coming out of college off of 1 year.
I would agree. And he's good on the second. Here's Galloway. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Now, here's Maker, guarded by Horford. Over Harris. Griffin's shot is off.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Here's Korkmaz. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Harris outside. Shot clock at 6. Griffin with the steal. 1:46 left in the first half. Galloway taking his time here. Just 5 on the clock. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Simmons inside. Count it. Simmons got 16.
Once Simmons turns on the Jets, there's no stopping him. I love seeing him play with this much confidence.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Maker passes to Mikhailu. Shoots from 12. No good that time. Some solid defense from Harris. 50 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Simmons. Count it. And he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Brown kicks to Galloway. Back to Brown. And it's sent back by Horford.
Oh, he's a solid shot blocker now. It's thanks to his timing and great anticipation skill. It's not easy scoring on Horford.
And not the same rhythm or approach that he had in the first quarter when he was taking it straight to the teeth of the D and really creating contact. Like to see him get back to that here in this quarter.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Jordan McRae, he's checked in for the Pistons. And Simmons drops them both. Well, it was the 76ers, their last game, a loss to the Pistons. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Now here's Griffin. He's got 8. 6 on the shot clock. To stop the run. The shot misses. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
I think we played. And I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. It's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
A good start. We'll see how they finish. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Ben Simmons putting in some incredible work. He had 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
With everything Ben Simmons gives you, the scoring is great. But in the first half, he was aggressive with his offense, getting his shots to go down. A welcome sight for this team.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
They relied way too heavily on the three-point shot in the first half. Their long-range game was off. That's my off sound, Ernie. They were off. But they still settled for the outside shots. Got to put more pressure on the defense by pounding it inside and attacking the basket.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at Ben Simmons in this game, he's been everywhere.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
Yeah, Greg, this game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for Detroit, on the wings, Kennard and Snell. Griffin is out there with Wood, and it's Rose in at the 1. Richardson outside. Passes to Horford. No good that time. And it's Detroit the other way. Next game for them, they'll take on the Raptors at Toronto. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. Pass to Wood. To the paint. Griffin against Richardson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Richardson.
He's a minute close to the rim. When Griffin gets the ball in the position he wants, you got to whack him.
Pistons have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Chris, more and more we're seeing star players give their sneakers to fans at the end of games. Did you ever do that?
Oh, yeah, man. Especially when I was with Dada, I would give a pair of shoes away after every game.
Oh, great.
Really love doing it on the road. At home is really cool, but on the road is great because that's where you know that fan braved all those other fans and the elements to wear your jersey and to be the only one there. So you look for that kid. I used to look for the kid with the number 4 Weber jersey and be like, hey, kid, I know what you went through to wear that tonight. You make sure you go home with these bragging rights. Tell them these are fresh from the game when we beat your team, baby.
Yeah, that's a neat way to connect. Now the pass to Embiid. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And we know Embiid can shoot the ball, which is why he fools defenders with the pump fake.
The 76ers have shot 5 of 8 from the foul line.
Taking 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
You look back at the Blake Griffin trade, many thought the Pistons gave up too much, but it's worked out for them.
Yeah, losing the picks for Griffin, you have to admit it did hurt. But people forget that Griffin is a star player, and he reminded those same people last year. He's become the leader for this franchise as they try to move forward.
He hits both from the stripe.
Yeah, and I love the fans in Philly. They're notoriously prickly, though. They expect hard-nosed effort. If not, they'll let you hear about it.
Griffin looking it over. Puts up a 3. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting. As you're talking about the Philly fans, they were even booing their team in that conference semifinal round against Toronto.
Yeah, they got nervous with the season on the line. And you can't take it personal. In Philly, they love you just as much as they boo.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
But when he's hitting from range on a consistent basis, it makes everything easier offensively.
Back to Rose. Knocked away and stolen by Simmons. Lays it in off the breakaway. Simmons got 22 points.
The speed is Simmons. It's hard to keep pace, but he excels at using it to capitalize in transition.
Pass to Rose. That's tipped. And here's Richardson outside. Rebound by Rose. Over Simmons. Rose, no good. And Embiid has got the ball here for Philadelphia. Richardson for 3. It's good from long range. Richardson's got 8 points.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. And then Griffin with the dunk.
And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by Philadelphia.
Richardson dishes to Simmons. And they double up Simmons. Down low. That's good from Horford on the assist from Simmons. Simmons got assist number 8 here in this one already. The Pistons have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Harris is so quick on the drive. Sometimes defenders have to foul him and just hope he misses the shot.
For Philadelphia, they have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
And the first one drops.
I mean, you look at the all-around game of Harris, he's even been good from the free throw line.
Shake Milton, he's checked in for Al Horford. Doomboy is checked in for the Pistons. And Harris drops them both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Rose passes to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Look out, everybody. Blake Griffin is having one of those nights. When he's in this kind of mood, he is frightening.
Richardson kicks to Simmons. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Rose. And with a younger generation of fans cutting the cord, Adam Silver has talked about ways, Chris, to make the games, the NBA games, more accessible.
Yeah, and as a guy, Kevin, that played on the West Coast, I know many people aren't happy with this idea, but I say move the games up an hour. Move it to 6 o'clock so that I could watch LeBron on the West Coast when I'm living on the East Coast and be to bed by a normal time where kids can stay up. But how about the streaming? I mean, you can watch it on your phone. It's so many better in different ways now. I mean, before, if you were traveling, you could never watch a game because you had to be by a TV set stuck into a wall. Now, you got your phone, your pads, and everything else. So I love the game. It's becoming more global because of the expansion and how we've gotten players out there in front of fans. And now, with the access that fans have through some type of mobile device, I just love it. I love it.
And he makes that one.
But this is what you get from Griffin. Very willing to give it up to his open teammates.
Philadelphia's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. Simmons passes to Harris. The fader. And the shot is long.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
Snell kicks to Rose. The dish to Griffin. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Kennard. And another 3 for Detroit.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Now Richardson, 8 points for him. He dishes it to Embiid. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
Can't let him get comfortable inside. When he's this close, he's adept at burning the defense.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
And the 76ers making a change here. Burks is checked in. John Henson's checked in for Detroit. Here's Rose. 5 points in the game. Poked loose to the wing right side. Doomboya. They get it back. The shot's good from Henson.
Okay, nice job here in the second half. Field goal percentage is way up from what it was at halftime when it was just barely above 30%.
Harris outside. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. 22 points for Tobias Harris. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Detroit Pistons. Passes it to Kennard. Kicks to Griffin. Simmons against Rose. Shoots from the line. And Detroit again with the bucket.
And Rose always looking for his offense. And why not? He can put up points in a hurry.
Embiid drives in. Griffin with the steal. And now the Pistons fast break. Kennard the pass to Rose. Henson dishes to Griffin. Back to Henson. Clock at 6. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Harris.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Pistons have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. So both teams making some changes here. Henson hits them both.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Simmons looking it over. Scott finds Simmons. Pass to Embiid. That one misses. And Detroit the other way now. Here's Galloway. Jump shot is good that time. Galloway has got his second basket of the night.
Respectable jump shooter from many areas, Kevin. I mean, Galloway is someone you have to play up on.
Here's Thibault. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Embiid. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
That's not who they want guarding him. I mean, the size mismatch is just too big. All he has to do is just keep attacking the rim.
For Philadelphia, they have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game. Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Mikhailuk is checked in, and it's Brown in for Doumbouya.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
Detroit's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. And here is Maker. The pass to McCray. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Shot clock at 5. Galloway with the bucket. Galloway has got 8 points.
And the intelligence of Galloway, reading the defense well and making the right decision in the pick and roll.
And Chris, one thing you have to like about Galloway is that he's always prepared to play.
Yeah, Galloway is the type of player that can see 5 minutes on the floor in one game and then start to play 25 minutes the next one. I mean, just think about that focus for consistency. The production can be hit or miss, but he's a great plug-and-play option for a coach in need of filling minutes.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the 76ers. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers. Then on Monday, they'll take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards.
And that matchup against the Hornets. On paper, you'd expect them to come away with the win, but this might be one of those trap games where they let it get away from them if they aren't focused.
First free throw is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. The 76ers leading by 21. Here's Thibault. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
Proving he could be an active defender. Great hustle from Maker to stifle the shooter.
Here's Galloway. Pass to Maker. Here's McCray. That shot, no good. Simmons with the defensive effort, and they're running. Pull-up jumper, and that one's good. Thibault.
And you can't leave anyone uncovered around Simmons. I mean, he's fantastic at seeing when one of his guys is open.
Brown with it. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Out to the right wing. Here's Galloway. Hits the jumper in space. Galloway has got 10 points.
As hot as he's been, it still has to be him who leads the charge and helps turn this game around.
Back to Simmons. There's the triple, and that one's good. Thibault's got 5 points now this quarter.
Look at the unselfishness of Embiid, Kevin. I mean, he's solid at realizing when one of his guys is uncovered.
There's Galloway, guarded by Simmons. Galloway with the bucket.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, these days, so much emphasis on the perimeter game, but you can see why after that sequence.
Now here's Embiid. D right on him. That one good for 2. Embiid's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Luke passes to Brown. To the left side wing. Here's Galloway, defended by Scott. Galloway, no good. Philadelphia leading by 23. Here's Simmons. Sinks that one from the post. Simmons got 25 points in the game.
Oh, the physicality of Simmons on display. Showing some fight and fearlessness with plays like this.
Passes it to Galloway. Here's Luke. Pass to McCray. Over Simmons. Rebound by the 76ers.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
They get it again. Korkmaz picked his pocket. And now the Pistons fast break. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Every team looking to get easy ones in transition.
Greg, that's about as a high percentage a look as you're going to get. Running the floor beautifully.
One shot.
Here's Thibault. From deep. And that one released in time, but no good. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. 76ers on top, delivering the blowout. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The 4th quarter is coming up next. And from the most recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Dwayne Casey.
All we got to do is move the basketball. The ball will find the right person. All right, get it from side to side. Don't force it.
I think you can tell he wants his guys to work harder specifically in how they pass the ball.
I mean, it's just basic basketball. When you swing the ball around, the floor is going to open up.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. They've got Korkmaz. He's out there with Robinson. Horford is out there with Simmons. And it's Thibault in at the shooting guard. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. And the basket by Horford.
Even though he's been stretched out this game, Horford, he still remains a solid mid-range jump shooter.
Outside Griffin. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And guys, one thing that has been interesting to see since Blake Griffin came to Detroit is how he's developed as a leader and has come into his own with how he takes responsibility for the team's play.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Blake Griffin. And with Griffin, you look at his time on the Clippers, and for most of his career, he was more of a second in command.
Coach Casey said last year early on that Griffin is the leader of this team, and Blake took it upon himself to step up to the challenge. It makes sense no matter how you look at it. He's their best player and needs to be one of the leaders.
Chris, I read this the other day, the NBA announcing the development of the BAL, the Basketball African League. They feel there's a lot of untapped potential there. I would tend to agree.
I'm so excited. I already put my name in the hat to go out there and work with and help develop these kids. Oh, yeah, I'm excited. I mean, just think about this. You want to know what type of talent is out there? Let's just start with Akeem. Then we go to Mutombo, Embiid. He's from Cameroon. How about Antetokounmpo, who has Nigerian parents? I mean, we can keep on going. How about Ibaka help find Siakam? Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
There's some talent out there, baby. And, yes, I'm excited for the BAL, the Basketball African League. Africa, stand up, baby.
And Rose ready at the drop of a hat to make a big shot, big play with time running down.
Harris kicks to Horford. Traps in the tray. Horford's got 5 points now this quarter.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Bounce pass from Rose. Fades away. Griffin's shot is off.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And they double up Simmons. To the inside. And finished off by Horford.
Oh, look at the big fella Al get up. Given his size, his ducking is basically second nature to him.
Rose gets a wide open look. Again, the Pistons score.
Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while, right? I did not think that was good.
Simmons passes to Horford. And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston, the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended. Was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
And that one falls for Horford.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Robinson. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
I love how Horford has changed his game over time. I mean, now a floor-spacing big who also brings leadership to the locker room.
And some detractors have looked at Horford's stats, and they said he's not an all-star. Even Sports Talk Radio calling him average Al.
Nonsense. I mean, still a great defender, efficient scorer, elite passer as well for a big man. Then you get to his leadership. Big Al is the total package.
Who knows what this score would look like if he wasn't on his game tonight.
Here's Simmons. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Tremendous strength. I mean, Simmons is a rock-solid scoring option around the rim.
And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for Detroit. Outside Griffin. Back to Rose. Nice ball movement by Detroit. To the right side. Here's Kennard. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin.
Well, that's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
Simmons against Rose. And it's Harris off the drive. See, Webb, if we lower the draft age back to 18, the league will take a larger role developing high school players. Your thoughts?
Well, I think it could be a safety net. You know, so many kids are vulnerable at this time, and they don't have a system, and that's why everything's kind of been messed up for players trying to figure out what is the correct system. How do I really get immersed? I want to be in the NBA. What is the right way? And I think the younger you are, with the more direction that you have, it can only turn out to be a safer process, I would hope.
And getting better pro-level training, too, coaching.
Yeah, pro-level training, pro-level knowledge, pro-level relationships. I think it's a great thing by the league.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
Knight looking for an opening. A 3. Kennard's shot is off. The 76ers have gotten absolutely red hot shooting the ball here in the 4th. A perfect 6 for 6. Here's Harris, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Sekou Doumbouya.
Oh, man, and defenders have to be more cautious when guarding Harris. He is constantly looking to draw contact on his shots.
At the line for 2.
2 shots.
That's good from Harris.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
And Harris drops them both.
And good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half, doing a great job at the line.
Here's Kennard. Inside. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Yes, now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. There's Milton. Works for 3. Doumbouya pulls it in.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Knight kicks to Snell. Back to Knight. And with the likely return of prep to pro prospects, Chris, some have argued for a high school combine to help determine who's ready to make the leap and who isn't.
I'm not really there with the high school combine. I still think that, you know, you still have a level of college or a level of professionalism that can happen after. And I don't believe until you're ready to be evaluated for the pros immediately, should you have that combine. Your bodies are still growing. I talked to Jaren Jackson just yesterday, and he told me that he grew 2 inches over last summer. So I think it's a little unfair to judge these guys that early when their bodies and mentality still has a lot of development left.
Philadelphia's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. And there's the pass to Harris. Shoots over Doumbouya. Here's O'Quinn, and O'Quinn slams it in.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and the defense has to be aware of this. When you don't put a body on him, you pay the consequences. And the three-pointers is becoming a weapon for him now. You can see it. I mean, this is the second of this half, 3rd overall.
Neto, the pass to Burks. Six on the shot clock. Back to Neto. Rebound by the Pistons. Benson's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Kennard. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Knight's got 3 assists tonight.
He's made the most of the halftime break. He shook off the problems he had in the first half, and he started to settle in.
Neto surveying the floor. One negotiating concession the league wants from the Players Union. Prospect attendance at the draft combine and team-wide access to player physicals.
Well, this is a tough one because I don't think that a team that is not interested in you should have your physical. And we all know that information is shared, and so it should be genuine in the teams that are truly interested. And so I understand agents holding back on that. Medical information is something very serious that just because you have an opportunity to be drafted, your information shouldn't be spread all across the world just because you're at a combine. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but basically you just want a level playing field for everyone. And if we have that, it'll be better for everyone.
Here's Milton. Pass to Scott. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Clearly a foul.
Shooting for Philadelphia, Mike Scott. Taking 2 shots.
No good on the free throw, and Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Al Horford, he's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Harris comes in for Shake Milton. Richardson, he's checked in for Alec Burks. And Simmons subbed in for Raul Neto. And he sinks the second. More star players changing teams. The word tampering comes up, Chris. Is the league striking the right balance on enforcement?
Oh, yes. And you know, Commissioner Silver, he knows all the tricks. He doesn't want it to be a police state, but he knows a wink from a wink.
Right,
you know what I mean? So you got to draw some lines. But again, how do you stop it? I mean, you know, if I'm playing on the Lakers and I say, wow, you know, I think Anthony Davis has the best eyebrows in the world. You know, you got to let me say that. And, you know, if that's recruiting, it's recruiting. So it's a fine line. And hopefully the players have some fun with it. And hopefully Commissioner Silver does his best to police it while everyone at the same time is working for integrity.
Embiid, he's checked in for the 76ers.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Now off the inbound. Griffin trying to get open.
Wonderful instincts on the defensive end. I like how Simmons stays after his man. He's not letting him get comfortable.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one.
And you got to love watching Rose play the game. His intense style can be infectious out there, and I think it really does elevate his teammates.
Good on the second free throw. And the NBA 2K League, C-Web, the first e-sport operated by a U.S. pro sport. And it's quickly growing. Do you throw down on the sticks?
Yeah, just a little announcement to all the GMs in the 2K League. I am available. I'm a free agent. I'm ready to go. I'm nice on the sticks. I can play career mode, team mode, one-on-one mode. Whatever you need from me, I am ready to go. But I love it, man. It's great to see people who love this game, whether it's virtual or real life. It's hoops, baby.
So much fun. Richardson finds Embiid.
fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Shooting for Philadelphia, Joel Embiid. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Well, it's all about the fun-loving personality of Embiid. It's just awesome. I mean, this guy likes to have fun on and off the court.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
He's taking an aggressive approach since halftime, drawing fouls, getting to the line, forcing the D in the bad spots.
Rose kicks to Griffin. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Horford. Floor spacing, Chris, now so big in the NBA. And big men have the room to put up some unbelievable numbers.
Oh, man, look at Lopez out there in Bucks land. I mean, look what he's doing in Milwaukee, just shooting threes from deep. The same, you got to go to Embiid, Porzingis, and we already seen what the great Dirk Nowitzki has done through his career spacing the floor. Look, it adds time onto your career because you don't have to just go down there and bang and be one-dimensional in the paint. It makes your teammates better because now you're spacing the floor, which gives them room to drive. And if you're really working on your game, you can really make your teammates better because now you have more passing lanes because you're further away from the basket. So as any post player knows, it's a blessing to be surrounded by great shooters, and now big men, they got a little more room out there.
Philadelphia leading by 23. Simmons dishes to Harris. Passes it to Richardson. A three-pointer, no good. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. Here's Kennard. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Oh, he's been dominant this quarter. I mean, he's determined to prevent the lead from getting any bigger.
And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops. And this is one of the things they need to keep doing in the second half to get this win. Keep knocking down those free throws. They've been sensational here at the line.
Rose against Simmons. Richardson outside. It's hauled in by Wood. Wood's got his fourth rebound in this one. Kennard, the pass to Griffin. And Chris, whether it's KD or Kyrie, we've seen stars grow irritated with constant questions about their free agent destinations.
I would just suggest to them to go back in time. Nothing's new under the sun. Watch guys like Shaq, like myself, other guys that were free agents. It's a time to talk about it, and it's a time not to. And you can even speak about your impending free agency without insulting the fans where you're playing and without guessing of maybe where you will go next year. I just think that, guys just need to be a little more sensitive with it. Fans really want to know, and if the media's going to ask you the question, you got to figure a way how to handle that out delicately.
Well said. He doesn't get the second one. The 76ers leading by 19. Pass to Embiid. Makes it off the glass. Embiid's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
And this is a testament to the concentration Embiid possesses. I mean, he's able to finish despite getting bodied up.
Rose with the ball. Outguarded by Simmons. Wood with the bucket.
I like that pick play. I mean, you can see how easily it makes it for him to get to the cup.
The 76ers have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. Simmons against Rose. Harris outside. He kicks it to Richardson. Just 5 to shoot. Wants to get it to Simmons and does.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Philadelphia.
This was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And this will push their record to 39 wins in a good effort tonight. And, you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Ben Simmons.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
The pass to Horford. That shot off. And it's Detroit the other way. Here's Snell, guarded by Harris. 35 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Rose against Simmons. On the wing, Harris. Richardson outside. Three-pointer. Rebound by the Pistons. Here's Kennard. The offensive rebound. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Al. You guys do it as a 5-man unit on the floor. How did you come together for this win?
Just taking good shots on offense, trying to, getting stops on defense. We challenged every shot. We just played hard tonight.
Great effort and a big win, Al. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA. Presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you later.